Seeing different things on the floor and being
just flying colors and didn't like so much, and then stepped.
Good D by Citron.
Austin looking backdoor and got it to Cunningham. Found a crevice.
Indiana Fever standout Sophie Cunningham brought the fire in the team's first preseason game against the Washington Mystics on Saturday, and it was on full display.
Fever general manager, and she just loves that Emily is playing so well as of late here in DC. Here's Clark.
Not only did Sophie Cunningham ignite the Fever's offense, but she also gave Mystics rookie Kiki her first true welcome to the league moment. Exchanging some heated words after a physical battle for a rebound left Cunningham on the floor.
52, Washington with the lead. Drop off to Smith, finishes it, and the foul. The tacking finish.
Saturday's exhibition game offered the first glimpse of what this revamped Indiana Fever squad, complete with a new coaching staff, has in store for the franchise's new era. The team opened preseason play with a gritty performance against the Mystics. Notably absent was star rookie Caitlin Clark, who was sidelined due to minor tightness in her left leg. While the injury wasn't serious, it didn't stop her from coaching from the sidelines, cheering on her teammates and celebrating. Big plays with energy.
Caitlin seemed pretty active on the bench today. Just what was her leadership like, just kind of on the sidelines, and do you have a status for her for tomorrow as well?
Yeah, first of all, her communication was outstanding. Seeing different things on the floor and being able to communicate that in huddle. I heard a lot of different voices, but when you're not playing, it gives you a different perspective, and I felt like she did a really good job of that with her teammates, and she did a really good job of that with us in the coaching staff. Just different things that she's seeing.
So it was Sophie Cunningham who took the lead for Indiana, stepping confidently into a leadership role and delivering with toughness. Known for her fiery style over 6 seasons in Phoenix, Cunningham earned the nickname Spicy Sophie for her. On-court flair, animated celebrations, and physical play. She even inspired a signature cocktail, the Spicy Sofarita, served at Mercury Games. In her Fever debut, she lived up to that reputation, providing the spark Indiana needed in Owasso. Caitlin Clark's absence due to a minor leg injury.
Pass, it was too high. Hull pulls down the rebound. Here's Cunningham again. Cunningham coast to coast.
Indiana's offensive scheme this season is centered on quick ball movement and fast-paced execution, an approach that will only get stronger with Caitlin Clark's return to the lineup.
Olsen was the 23rd pick in the draft. One of those players trying to make this roster as Cunningham just fighting through traffic.
Without their offensive engine, the Fever struggled early, falling into an 11-point hole by the end of the first quarter. But in the second, flashes of Indiana's potential began to shine. The team surged with a 22-point quarter while clamping, down defensively, holding Washington to just 14. Sophie Cunningham came off the bench as a spark plug, dropping 8 points in the period and helping the Fever cut the deficit to just 3 by halftime. However, her impact came at a cost. Cunningham took some hard hits from the Mystics in what was a physical start to her WNBA season debut.
With just flying colors, and there's the takedown from behind that she didn't like so much, and then steps up and says...
Known for her aggressive playing style and fearless attitude, Sophie Cunningham was at the center of several intense moments during the Fever's win over the Washington Mystics. She first clashed with rookie Kiki Iriafen during a battle for a rebound. Iriafen had her arm wrapped around Cunningham's torso, and as she leaned forward, flung Cunningham to the floor as the ball slipped away. Cunningham quickly popped back up and turned toward Iriafen, but referees intervened before things escalated. Later, she was also shoved by veteran guard Brittany Sykes. Dana Evans immediately stepped in to defend Cunningham, setting the tone for a no-nonsense effort from the Fever for the rest of the game.
Whistle. Shot too strong there from Olsen. Cunningham pulled it down, and here's that feistiness.
There you go.
She is fierce.
We're going to review it.
But that wasn't the only memorable moment for Sophie Cunningham, who proved to be the X-factor for Indiana after the team got off to a sluggish start. She was later shoved to the ground by Mystics guard Brittany Sykes, another heated exchange that saw teammate Erica Wheeler, not Dana Bonner, come to her defense, shouting at Sykes in response to the foul. Cunningham ended up drawing 2 hard fouls during the game. The first, from rookie Kiki Iriafin, was upgraded to a flagrant foul 1. The second, from Sykes, was ruled a technical. The resulting free throws and Fever possession helped spark a 17-5 run, cutting a 15-point deficit to just 3 by halftime.
Has a lot of size. Lost it. Handoff Mitchell. Bullseye.
That run was no accident. Sophie Cunningham was the driving force behind it. She brought the energy Indiana desperately needed, scoring 5 of the team's first 7 points during the surge, and making her presence felt on the defensive end by locking down the Mystics. Her intensity sparked the Fever's comeback and set the tone for the rest of the game.
Is a credit to this group and their commitment on the other end.
What did Sophie's energy mean to you guys?
Oh my God, Sophie's a dog. She just is, she's a competitor. She's versatile, so she allows us to do different things. Like, she plays with such a toughness. She's huge, and she's going to be for us all season long. But what she brings from an energy standpoint, she raises the level of play of everybody around her as soon as she steps foot on the floor. Hell, even on the sideline. I mean, her communication, everything. She's definitely an X factor.
Sophie Cunningham brought unmatched energy off the bench, playing a team-high 35 minutes and feeding off the crowd's hype throughout the game. She acknowledged the crowd as the 6th man, emphasizing how much their support fueled her performance. Cunningham didn't just play hard. She worked the crowd too, celebrating her 3-pointers by raising 3 fingers in the air, shouting at the crowd after forcing a Mystics turnover, and flapping her arms when Washington called a timeout. "It's a privilege to have a crowd like that," Cunningham said, noting the over 12,000 fans in attendance for a preseason game. For her, having those fans on her side made the moment even more special. Despite her energy and effort, the game remained close. Washington came out strong, taking a 24-13 lead, but Indiana clawed back and only trailed 38-35 at halftime.
Kelsey, thank you. Here is Mitchell. Mitchell on the drive. Aggressive attack, and she banks it home.
I mean, she is the ATO.
Indiana's grit took over in the second half, propelling the Fever to an overtime victory. 4 players reached double figures in scoring, and Lexi Hull made her presence felt with 4 steals. The Fever's defense was key, forcing 25 turnovers, 13 of which came in the second half. This commitment to defensive pressure and hustle plays created an opening for Indiana, who seized the opportunity to earn their first preseason win of the year. After a strong 19-13 run in the third quarter, the Fever took a 3-point lead into the final period. The Mystics and Fever ultimately went to overtime, where Indiana outscored Washington. The Fever managed to force the extra session by sinking 6 crucial free throws in the final 90 seconds of regulation.
I felt like she did a really good job of that with her teammates, and she did a really good job of that with us in the coaching staff. Just different things that she's seeing, different pointers for us in terms of maybe even communication style. I thought she was really engaged, and I felt like at one point she wanted to go back and put her uniform on and come out and play. As far as status update, she had a lot of progress in the last 24 hours. And that was our goal. Our goal was to see how she progresses.
With just 12 seconds remaining in regulation and Indiana trailing by 2, Sophie Cunningham stepped up to the free throw line. She sank both shots, tying the game at 71 and forcing overtime in the Fever's first preseason game of the year. Indiana went on to win 79-70, outscoring Washington 8-3 in the overtime period. Cunningham's relentless energy fueled the Fever's comeback, keeping the momentum alive when it mattered most. This victory is a reflection of the culture the Fever are building, one where players are in tune with each other and understand what's best for the team, even if it means sacrificing individual glory. Cunningham's leadership and grit were the perfect embodiment of that team-first mentality.
Mitchell has some space, driving on Prechtel. Mitchell puts on the brakes. Mitchell with a shot clock down to 5. Mitchell into traffic and
It wasn't all bruises and hard screens, though. Fever player Dana Bonner was a constant presence by Cunningham's side, stepping in whenever things got heated and offering guidance on how to handle the bumps and elbows that came her way. Despite a rough start, Indiana found their rhythm midway through the game. In overtime, the Fever remained composed, closing out the game with a 5-point lead. The win showcased their resilience and depth, proving they could thrive even in the absence of Caitlin Clark.
Here's Melvin out to the races. Melvin beats everybody back and finishes. Back for Enxler. It's inside and Enxler lays it in.
Cunningham's performance proved she can contribute right away, but her efforts also highlight just how demanding this new chapter with the Fever will be. At the end of the game, it was Cunningham who had the last laugh. Despite coming off the Yi Dai Hao bench, she shot an impressive 6 for 11 from the field, scoring a team-high 21 points, along with 8 rebounds and 2 assists, leading the Fever to a 79-74 overtime victory.
Really good, 4 assists as well. Dolson wide open and answers with a 3. Lead for Indiana as they look to close out the 3-game homestand. Mitchell on the attack and the shot.
Following the win, Cunningham shared a heartfelt message with fans. She told the press that she understands how much people invest in watching the team play, both in terms of time and money, and emphasized that fans want to see the players having fun. Her words reflected her commitment, not only to the team, but also to the fans who support them.
The season, and how do you guys manage this?
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're all competitors and we're here to win, right? And so I think this is a fresh start for a lot of people. It's a new era for a lot of people. They have a great people that they kept from last year who are young. They want to do the dirty work. They want to win. And then you have a lot of championship experience that are brought here. And so just the combination is super smart. Now you just got to put it together, right? And I think that's going to take a little bit of time because there's a lot of new people. But I think at the end of the day, when everyone's willing to kind of put the egos aside and do the dirty work and get your teammates involved and trust that good things are going to happen.
Cunningham also acknowledged that not every performance can be perfect, and she's not one to get defensive about it. If she's not playing well, whether it's on defense or any other aspect of the game, she has no problem with others calling it out. She hopes that this kind of open, honest feedback becomes a key part of the team's culture, with teammates and coaches holding each other accountable.
Most preseason games don't feel like this. You had 2 huge free throws to set it into overtime. How did this group get it done in extra time?
Man, I think they killed us in the 3 quarters or 4 quarters because we went, is that me talking? Oh no, that's them. Oh my gosh, sorry, blonde moment. But we just had to get it done defensively. I know we're going to make shots, and offensively we have every threat out there that you possibly need, but defensively is where we need really.
With Indiana's star, General Caitlin Clark, sidelined for the game due to a minor leg injury, Cunningham was often called upon to fill that playmaking void. Her ability to step up in Clark's absence earned her effusive praise from Fever coach Stephanie White, who highlighted Cunningham's leadership and adaptability on the court.
Oh, good job, good job. Look, we know we got a lot of things we need to clean up, but finding a way to win like that is really important.
Sophie, you did an excellent job just bringing everybody together and getting them on the same page. Great work. Our pickups.
For Stephanie White, defense is a major emphasis. Her goal is for the Fever to be a powerhouse at both ends of the floor, not just offensively. She wants to create a team that's tough to beat, with a strong, disciplined defense to complement their offensive firepower. This dual focus approach is a cornerstone of her vision for the team's success.
I like the fact that we picked up, pretty much 94 feet, that they didn't get anything easy. I mean, it's not often that you come out with a win and games where you shoot 30% from the floor. And I felt like our defense really held, gave us an opportunity to get back in the game, gave us an opportunity to finish the game. And we will evaluate certain lineups and the different things that we did. But most importantly, I felt like we competed at a really high level on that end of the floor.
You mentioned the shooting percentage. On the offensive end, is there anything that stood out to you problematically, rhythmically? What?
Steph has talked a lot about wanting a player-led team, and Kelsey said that was kind of the case during that 17-5 run in the second quarter. Just how did you see that in that run, and how did you kind of try to lead in that situation?
I think it was defensively. I think they killed us in every quarter except the second quarter, and that's when we really picked up our defense. And so for us, it's just having each other's backs. It's making sure that you're constantly communicating up there to give your other players confidence to get up in the ball. And I feel like the more you talk, the better your rotations are. And then when you're talking, you don't have no choice but to listen to your voice sometimes. And so I think that we kind of went on that little run there because of our defense.
Caitlin Clark's absence from the Fever's preseason opener against the Mystics raises the question, was it a smart move or a risky decision? Saturday marked her first absence from any game since 2019, making it a significant choice. While Clark didn't take the floor, she remained fully engaged from the bench, standing to cheer on her teammates throughout the game. Her presence on the sidelines showed her commitment to the team, even if she wasn't physically on the court.
I missed this. You're going to be amazing because you are amazing. Love you. Have fun. How are you? Good, how are you?
At one point, after Sophie Cunningham forced a turnover, Caitlin Clark leapt from the bench to celebrate, prompting teammate Aaliyah Boston to quickly pull her back to avoid a potential technical foul. It was a light-hearted moment, but it also highlighted the deep camaraderie and energy within the team. The final roster is still being worked out. The question around Cunningham isn't whether she will make the cut, but rather if there's a chance for her to work her way into the starting lineup. Her performance, leadership, and energy off the bench could make her a key player for the Fever, especially if she continues to step up in crucial moments. But there's no rest for the wicked, as the Fever are set to face off against the Brazilian national team on Sunday at Clark's old stomping grounds, Carver Hawkeye Arena. Fans are undoubtedly crossing their fingers, hoping the former Iowa Hawkeye, Caitlin Clark, will be rested and ready to make her return to the court, this time alongside Sophie Cunningham.